Hey guys, welcome back. So I picked up a plasma cutter and I thought I would test it out and try to figure out how to use it and see how it goes. I've never used one before, so this will be a review from a total newbie. Alright. So this is the plasma cutter I got. It's a Forney Weld 20P. It's the cheapest one they had at Home Depot, and seen these used before on a couple other YouTube channels that I see, and so I thought I'd try it out and see how it goes and give you an honest opinion from somebody that's never used one before. So this box was damaged and they had it taped up, so I asked them to open it in the store and make sure everything was there and make sure the unit wasn't damaged. So this is the first time I'm opening it, so see what it's all about. Pretty small, pretty lightweight, easy to pick up in one hand. And get it all unwrapped and we'll take a good close look at it. Alright guys, so this is it. Got it all unwrapped. And the air inlet hooks up to a compressor plug, and this just uses a standard 110 volt house plug. You gotta have a 20 amp breaker. It's adjustable from 10 to 20 amp. From what I understand, it'll cut up to a 1/4 inch thick steel. Probably gonna have to have it turned all the way up to 20 to cut something 1/4 inch thick, but if you're doing small sheet metal or something, you may be able to turn it down a little bit. It requires a 20 amp breaker for full power. From what I understand, you can get away with a 15 amp breaker if you don't turn it all the way up. I'm not sure about the breaker in this garage, if it's 15 or 20, so I'll probably start out on 15, test it out, and see how it goes. First thing, you have your ground clamp that you would clamp onto your material to ground it out. And then there's the cutting torch. It's pretty lightweight. I would guess not more than 10 pounds, if that. Looks like a couple extra, what they call consumables, extra tip. Looks like a wrench or tool for changing it out. Comes with a manual, of course. Do not return to store. And then it looks like several quick start guides in different languages. I'll be using the English one. And that's it. That's what's in the box. So I'm gonna drag out the generator, or not the generator, I'm sorry, the air compressor, and see if I can't hook it up and do a couple of test cuts. And see if a noob that's never done this before can figure out how to use one of these things. Alright guys, so got it all hooked up to the air compressor, plugged in, got it ground. Supposed to cut on a clean, dry surface, so got the angle grinder, and I'm gonna end up cutting this whole piece off, so I figured this is a good spot for a test cut. Let's do some cutting and see what happens. Skill level needs a little work, but it'll cut it. All right, there it is, guys. My first plasma cuts. Not bad. Definitely going to take some practice. I didn't make the cleanest cuts in the world. But I can definitely see how this can make life a lot easier. Okay guys, a few final thoughts on the Forney plasma cutter. Just some of the things that I found about it. At first, I couldn't get the plasma cutter to function. Didn't seem like it was wanting to cut. It would pull the trigger and the pilot arc would light, and then it would immediately go out. After doing some troubleshooting and reading the instruction manual, I found that it said not to use an extension cord unless you absolutely have to, and then not to use one that's over 25 feet long. Well, the one that I was using was way longer than 25 feet, so I unplugged it, plugged it in directly to a wall outlet, and it worked fine after that. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, I would definitely suggest doing some practice cuts on some scrap metal or something that you're not trying to make a precision cut, because it will take some getting used to and some practice to get a good clean cut. As you saw there, my cuts were really jagged and ugly, and this plasma cutter is designed for the tip to sit right on the metal that you're cutting. So if you accidentally pull away from the metal, it'll stop the arc, and then trying to restart it in the same spot where you left off is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I'd say practice. You want to try to do a smooth, gradual cut across. It cuts faster than you think it would, so you don't want to go too slow, but you don't want to go too fast because it won't cut all the way through, and you'll end up with little sections that are not quite cut. overall, it's a great tool. It's easier to use than, or not easier to use, but faster and quicker than an angle grinder or a Sawzall or something else to try to cut through metal. I would recommend it based off the initial. Now, if you're a professional welder and metal worker, and it's probably not the tool you're going to want to use, because there's definitely, I'm sure, better, higher quality. But for a garage hobbyist like me, it's a pretty good tool. I like it. I'll definitely be using it, and it's something that I hope to get a lot of use out of. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, help me out, help me build the channel. And you can share the video, comment. The likes and comments and everything really help out. So if you're willing to take a minute or two extra and leave a comment, hit like, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys.